All right, here he is, our beautiful baby goat, young goat, goat in the making, Victor Wembanyama. Hope the Spurs haters are happy. Spurs lose 112 to 111 to the Orlando Magic. Um, just first impressions of the game before I go over any of the numbers or anything. If you watch the game, last shot from Wemby, I honestly threw my hands up in the air when he shot it. I was like, "That's going in. He's definitely hitting that." And I'm not mad with the shot at all. I thought he got a really good shot for himself. That's a good look for Wemby. It's a fadeaway, right there at the elbow. There was a good contest on it, but it might as well be wide open for Wemby. We ran the De'Aaron Fox, Wembanyama high screen, and then we got the switch we wanted. Wemby had the smaller defender on him. Got to his spot. Honestly, he loves that little fadeaway right there. And he just missed his shot, so I'm not mad about that. We got a good look for Wemby at the end of the game. Um, Devin Vassell and Harrison Barnes were just wetting every shot they took. I think Harrison hit 6 threes in the first quarter, I believe. I think it was his seventh shot when he finally missed. His like seventh 3-point attempt in the first. Devin Vassell was 9 for. I think he was 9. Yeah, he was 9 for 10. I'm pretty sure at one point he was 90%. We'll get into the numbers again here in a second, but yeah, Harrison Barnes and Devin Vassell were just balling out there. Stephon Castle had a nasty crossover on this dude, and he put him on ice skates and finished the and one, so that was nasty. What else? I don't know why Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox share the court together. To be honest, it's not like I'm gonna say they can't play together and they absolutely can't work together, but it's like why play them together is probably an even better question. Like there's no reason for them both to be in the game at the same time with De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul. They're both good, you know. Either one, separate, they're both good. De'Aaron Fox is better in the game than Chris Paul, of course. But when they're both in together, they kind of neutralize the best things the other one does. They need to be running the offense and have the ball in their hands. What's the word I'm looking for? Just can't think of the word, but they need to be running the offense. Either one of them. I feel like Chris Paul is just getting minutes still and not going to the bench yet because we told him he came to San Antonio to play minutes. So I feel like we don't want to reduce his minutes too much or anything like that, just out of respect to Chris Paul. But as a Spurs fan, from our perspective, I feel like it would be better to bring Chris Paul off the bench to run the second unit, and then then De'Aaron Fox can run the first unit. But yeah, you saw, De'Aaron Fox, Wembanyama screen and roll at the end of the game. Wemby got a great shot. Again, not mad about the shot at all. But yeah, and then Paulo Banchero got on the last possession. He's dribbling left. Harrison Barnes is defending him, and he does a little reverse spin and hits that fadeaway at the free throw line. Just a super nice shot by Paulo Banchero. As soon as he shot it, I thought that shot was going in. But here, let's go ahead and get to the numbers real quick. I'm at a big 16 subscribers. Appreciate all 16 of you guys. You could possibly be number 17 if you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe. Or if you're a returning viewer, please subscribe as well if you enjoy the videos. But yeah, real quick, Harrison Barnes finished 7 for 11, 7 for 10 from 3, 70% still. It's almost like I wish he would have shot a couple more of them, but he's a good spot up shooter. He's not going to be so much going off the dribble and creating his own 3-point shot. But yeah, Harrison was just great for us. 1 assist, the 8 rebounds as well. So just big time 3-point shooting. 21 points and 8 rebounds. So just a great night for Harrison. He was playing solid defense as well. Dude's 32. 32 is not very old, but he's still playing big minutes at 32 years old. He it's kind of always his goal to play all the games in the season. So it looks like he's probably going to do it again this season. Just for the young guys out there, y'all should have some pride and play. Excuse me, and play all of your games out there. Oh man, Victor. I'd say he had a very, very good game. Is that okay to say? very good for most players. I mean, he had 18 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, 4 blocks. Yeah, 4 blocks, 4 steals, 4 assists, 9 rebounds. 5 for 11 from the field, and 1 for 6 from three. I don't know why he only took 11 shots. Again, I feel like having De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul in there at the same time, it just kind of throws off everything almost. Like Victor would probably getting more touches and more shots if it was just De'Aaron Fox at the point, or vice versa if just Chris Paul was running the point. I feel like Wemby would get the ball in better spots because when Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox are both in there, one of them is running the offense, of course, and the other one just kind of standing on the wing and turns into almost a spot up shooter. Chris Paul is not a great off the ball player at this point in his career. De'Aaron Fox can play off the ball, but you're kind of, again, just nullifying what he's the best at. You want him to have the ball. He just pushes the pace. He's going to get into the paint pretty much every single play. Even in the half court, he's going to get 2 feet in the paint, whether he finishes or not. There's plenty of times in the game where De'Aaron Fox would get 2 feet in the paint, and there's 3 or 4 guys staring at him, and he kicks it out for an open shot. But we'll get to Fox in a second. Again, I don't like Wemby only taking 11 shots. He should never take less than 15, in my opinion. I'd like to see him at 18 plus shots every single game. Just be aggressive. But Wemby, I'll get into it with Vassell as well. One way that these two guys are similar, I feel like they both kind of have their spots on the court they want to get to, and they want to shoot from those spots. They can both create their own shot, but again, they want to create their own shot, get to a certain spot and shoot it. They're not so much guys that are just going to be shooting off balance shots so much, or you know what I mean, crazy stuff like that. They kind of want to get to their spot, elevate, and shoot. Wemby can hit the fadeaway. Vassell can hit a little fadeaway as well once he likes to snake off the pick and roll and get to the elbow and shoot that fadeaway. But let me know if this makes sense. They both are tough shot makers, but they're not really off balance shot makers, if that makes sense. But yeah, Wemby, I thought he had a solid game. Again, I want to see more shot attempts from him. You could complain about his three. He could have made more threes, of course, but overall, a solid game. Just wish he took 15 plus shots. That's the only complaint I would have about Wemby. Chris Paul, 6 points, 5 assists, 3 for 6 in 27 minutes. He played a fine game. Nothing wrong. I still like to see Chris Paul get minutes, but again, he can't be in there at the same time as De'Aaron Fox. They both nullified each other's games. We shouldn't have one primary ball handler in at a time. When De'Aaron Fox is running it, it should be Wembenyama at the center, and then we can do like Harrison Barnes at power forward, have Vassell at small forward, and then Stephon Castle at shooting guard, and then De'Aaron Fox in there. That way, De'Aaron can penetrate and get in the lane. He has Barnes, Vassell, and Wemby all to kick out to for open threes. Or maybe have, instead of Harrison Barnes, have Sohan out there. So Wemby, Sohan, Vassell, Castle, and Fox. So Fox can go off screens from Jeremy. He can go off screens from Wemby. There's a lot of different better lineups that we could do, including De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul. But yeah, okay game for Chris Paul. Like I said, it's not any hate against Chris Paul. Like I said earlier, I feel like we're just giving him starting minutes out of respect, just for who he is and what he's kind of done for all of our guys this year. But yeah, then De'Aaron Fox, only 9 points, 5 turnovers. You don't like to see that. Honestly, KCP, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, was giving him trouble. He stripped him at least 2 times I can think of. But yeah, 9 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 for 11 from the field. So yeah, not a good game from De'Aaron Fox, needless to say. But again, him and Chris Paul being in the game at the same time. Comment below what you think, but it just felt so weird the whole time. Like, again, like I said earlier, they were just negating what each other is good at. Like, if De'Aaron Fox is in, he needs a shooter to be next to him instead of Chris Paul. If Chris Paul is in, he needs another shooter to be out there instead of De'Aaron. De'Aaron can hit some threes, but he's not a spot up shooter, and that's what he kind of turns into when Chris Paul is out there. Yeah, again, Harrison Barnes was amazing. Devin Vassell was our best player. This is what makes me mad about Vassell, though. I don't expect him to shoot 11 for 14 every game, of course, or be 3 for 4 every game. I wouldn't be so surprised. He can shoot 3 for 4. He's a good 3-point shooter. But yeah, this is just the probably the best game of his season. I'd say 25 points, no turnovers because he wasn't. There's no like wasted dribbles in his game. He gets the ball, takes a few dribbles to his spot, and just pulls up. Really clean game by Vassell. 25 points, 3 assists. We're not looking for dimes from him. Catch the ball and get to your spot and shoot. 2 rebounds. I'd like to see some more rebounding from him. Again, this game, I didn't mention my first impressions, but I should have mentioned we need a backup big man so bad. We signed Bismack Biyombo, so hopefully next game he'll be playing. I'd imagine he would be. Then we can see how he can help. He would help us out, but we need him so bad. And even when Bismack gets here, though, like Harrison Barnes had the 8 rebounds. Vassell, Sohan only had 2 rebounds. But we need like all of our guys to box out as a team and help out. Even when Bismack Biyombo gets here, he's going to help us, but we need to box out better as a team. But back to Vassell, yeah, he just had an amazing game. 11 for 14, 25 points, 3 assists. Only thing I would be mad about with Vassell, oh, excuse me, is that he didn't take more shots, I guess. He should have took 20 shots. You're just so on fire out there. That's another thing. Like I said about Wemby, and I was comparing him to Vassell. They both are tough shot makers, but they're not off balance shot makers. Like, yeah, they'll get to their little spots they like to get to and shoot fadeaways and stuff sometimes, but they're not so much, just gonna bump a guy and shoot like a crazy, Kobe style fadeaway or whatever it is, or you know what I mean, be those type of tough shot makers. But yeah, the only thing I would complain about with Vassell, I always want to see him take at least 15 shots a game, no matter how he's shooting. Just always be aggressive. But yeah, in this game, we'd like to see you shoot at least 20 shots with how on fire you were. But yeah, I mean, our whole starting lineup played well again. You see everyone looks good. 21 points, 18 points, 25 points. But then you see the 6 points and the 9 points from Fox and Paul. Neither one of them played particularly well. And again, I wonder why. They can't be sharing minutes on the court like that. It just doesn't make sense. Julian Champagne, he hasn't been playing minutes lately for some reason. He's been in the doghouse, I guess. I don't know what it is because he'd been playing really well before that. I don't feel like he got into a cold streak before his minutes were kind of cut. So that's kind of strange. It's not like I said, it's not like his play fell off and then all of a sudden, he stopped playing. But he just hasn't been playing a lot of minutes. No points, 1 steal, 1 rebound. Only got 13 minutes. He was +7. Whatever that's good for. I feel like the plus minus is always kind of a weird stat, but Jeremy Sohan only 19 points. He's still on the minutes restriction. I think it was like a lower back strain or something he's getting better from, but he's looking better and better every game. 7 points, the 2 blocks, 3 assists, only 2 rebounds. I'd like to see more rebounds from him, but again, maybe with more minutes you get more rebounds. And it's not just on Jeremy, it's like Jeremy, Wemby, Harrison Barnes was good tonight, but like night to night, it's like Jeremy and Wemby the only 2 guys we can consistently count on to at least box their man out. You know what I mean? Like I said again, we all need to box out as a team just to help us gang rebounds. I mean, I guess that sounds good, but again, we just need Bismack Biyombo in there, just to get us more size and kind of see how that works out. But yeah, Jeremy's just coming off the injury. He's getting better. His 2 blocks were nasty. He had back-to-back blocks on the same guy. I forgot who it was, but he had nasty 2 blocks. Keldon Johnson had some good play for us. 10 minutes off the bench. He was +7. 4 rebounds. Keldon's another guy that'll attack the boards. He had a nice offensive rebound. That's another thing I like to see from him because if you're a long-time Spurs fan, he was our #1 option for a long time. You know what I mean? And then once we got Wembanyama, he's come down and down to being more of a spark plug guy off the bench now, and he's starting to embrace that role more. I know it was it's kind of taking a mental toll for him because he was in trade talks, but now he hasn't been traded. He seems to be more focused again because he's a huge team guy, and we love Keldon. Yeah, that's another thing. Like I always say about Keldon, get him in there for at least like 10 minutes or so. Let him take at least 4 or 5 shots. See how he's looking that night, and then if he's hot, let him keep playing. If he's not, you know, cut his minutes down. But yeah, the 10 points, 4 rebounds in 18 minutes. That's great from Keldon. You love to see that. Again, Stephon Castle put that dude on ice skates and had the and one. He had like the between it was between the legs, but you know what I mean, where you go and he goes between the legs backwards. He puts the brakes on him. Guys on ice skates almost falls over, and then Castle crosses him again left to right and ones him at the rim. It was nasty. But yeah, 15 points, no turnovers, so that's good. The steal and the block. His defense is always pretty much lockdown caliber defense. 2 dimes, 3 rebounds, 5 for 12. He only took the 1 3. He's not picky with his threes. He'll shoot them, but he's not looking for the three. So I mean, just a 1 3-pointer attempt. I'm fine with that. 5 for 12 from the field though. 15 points. Yeah, I mean, solid game for Stephon Castle. Again, a lot of Spurs fans blame a lot of things on Mitch. I'll give him some blame. I feel like the lineups have been weird. There was times when we had Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle on the floor. And I was just like, what are we doing? We have 3 point guards basically all on the floor at once. Whenever Chris Paul or De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle has the ball, they turn those other 2 guys pretty much into spot-up shooters. Stephon Castle's the best out of those 3 at playing off of the ball. But you know what I mean? You can't have Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle all in the game at the same time. Just it doesn't make any sense. I mean, with that being said, with better rotations, we would have won this game. To put some of that blame on Mitch Johnson, but then again, you could say if Wembenyama made that fadeaway at the end, we would have won the game. Again, I love that shot by Wembenyama. Threw my hands up in the air. I was really confident it was going in, and just a great moment for Wemby. Even though it was a miss, just a great moment for our young GOAT to get a clutch shot up. He missed it. He clapped his hands together, and that was it. He didn't have like some super bummed out reaction. He was like, "Damn, I missed the shot," and that was it. Like to see the reaction from him. We'll do the Magic real quick. End of the first half, I was like, man, does Paulo Banchero suck at basketball? I thought he was really good. He didn't have a good first half, but then at the end of the game, he finishes 17 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. He's a really good all-around player. We'd love to have Paulo Banchero on the Spurs. He would help us out so much. He's a guy you can pretty much plug in on any team, but yeah, just good overall game from him. He hit what ended up being the game winner. Super clean fadeaway at the end of the game. As soon as he shot that, I pretty much knew it was in. Franz Wagner, he always kills us. He always gives the Spurs trouble, but yeah, 33 points, 5 assists, 12 rebounds. His stroke looks so weird. He has like a little hitch in his 3-point stroke, but I mean, it kind of works out. He only hit 2 of them, but he was doing all sorts of other stuff. He was just having a killer game against us. Is it Cole? Is that his name? Anthony had 13 points, 5 for 11. Solid game for him. Tristan da Silva, I just remember he had a good steal. I think it was on De'Aaron Fox. He stole, I think it was from De'Aaron Fox in the first quarter. I just remember that moment from him. Isaac hit some big corner threes. He hit a big corner three it was late in the fourth quarter that he hit that. Wendell Carter always plays solid defense. Anthony Black, 20 points, 3 for 3 from 3, 8 for 9 from the field in 27 minutes. He was wrecking us too. He was a big spark plug. Yeah, he was plus 22, biggest plus minus out of anybody. Yeah, when he came in, he put them on a big run, and he was hitting some big shots. Only missed 1 shot, so he played great for the Magic as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, just a good game overall to watch. Another thing I forgot to mention, the first minute of the game, I was like, yeah, we're just going to kill these guys. We got this. I don't know if y'all remember, we swung it. It was like the first 2 possessions of the game. We swung the ball all the way around. Devin Vassell gets a wide open shot, misses it. And then the very next possession, we swung the ball all the way around again. Harrison Barnes gets a wide open shot. Both these shots, there was like no one near Vassell or Barnes. Barnes knocks down his wide open 3. Magic coach immediately calls a timeout. And their defense really tightened up after that. So it was a good timeout from him. But yeah, I was thinking like, man, we're just going to move the ball around the horn on these guys and just get any look we want. But again, the Magic coach calls a good timeout. They tighten things up, and they end up winning by 1, But again, I thought it was a really good game by the guys and just a good learning experience. you can point to all sorts of different things why we lost. Mitch Johnson's rotations. Wemby missed the game winner. That's probably the first thing you can point at. But again, I'm not going to beat up Wemby. Pretty much never going to beat up our GOAT in the making. And then, yeah, same thing as rotations, but you could blame Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox playing together. Um, you could blame our lack of a big man. We need a big man rebounder out there. But just a good learning game again. Thought it was a good, entertaining game, and just a good experience for the young guys. But please comment below what you think about this game. What you think we could have done better. If you think Mitch Johnson needs to change the rotations and not play Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox together, because I feel like it's just nullifying both of their games and taking away all the good things they do together when they play on the court at the same time. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see y'all next time.